Hey folks, hi, my name is Yash, and in this video, what we'll go ahead and do is create an app from scratch that will allow you to read data from Google Sheets, write data to Google Sheets, update data in Google Sheets, and delete data in Google Sheets. You can also see that there are certain functions that allow you to sort of filter data and visualize data in a certain way. So I've updated the sheet. You can see that if I click on update table, the value is now reflected in the sheet itself. This value is also reflected in the Google Sheet that you had originally created to get data from. So that understanding in mind, let's get started. Alright, so the very first thing that you'd want to do here is to create an empty app. Now delete everything that Retool gives you as a sample, because we are going to be starting from the very scratch itself. So I'm going to delete this table. Let's go ahead and also delete the sample query. Alright, now that's done. Now you have an empty canvas where you can experiment. Let's go ahead and create our first query. Now this query will allow us to read data from the Google Sheet. Let's name it read. And let's choose the Google Sheet sample G Sheets. Now bear in mind, in order to create this or use Google Sheets, you'll have to first link your Google Sheets account with Retool. There are a bunch of steps here, but it's very easy. You just click on connect with Google Sheets and it will ask you for a certain set of access. You give that access and the linking will be done. Let's go ahead and sheet. So once you connect, name this resource as sample Google Sheet or anything that you'd want so that you can refer it in your app. Save this. Now you can see that I can use this as a resource. Let's change this to manual trigger. If you don't know what manual trigger is, please refer to my previous video where I'm showing how you can connect APIs using Retool. But it basically means that it will only run when you click on this query. It will not automatically run every time. Now let's use the sheet name, and this is the sheet that I'm going to be using. So sheet 1. Now this is basically where you specify if you want limited set of values. So if I say limit of 10, it will only read through 10 Excel values in the column. Now I'm gonna say 10 and offset 2. This basically means it will look through 5 values and it will jump every time by 2. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, etc., etc. Now this is a data. I'm gonna keep it unlimited. For what this data types mean is, if you want to want Retool to smartly identify certain things like numbers, strings, etc., then you can use those. For now, we're gonna keep that empty. And after running the query itself, you can see that now we are reading the data from Excel, Google Sheets. Given that understanding is clear, now we are reading the data. Let's move forward. Alright, so I'm grabbing an empty table here, and you can see that it automatically getting the data. You can see that in the data section it says read dot data, meaning that get data from this specific read query. Alright, so once you do that, what I've done is I've went ahead and I've added more details in my Google Sheet file, so I can show you some advanced operations. You can see that I have values, names, and year of births now of these different random users that I found. Right. I'm just trying to see if we can have like a ideal data types for each of these. You can see that it identifies that certain types are values, certain types are strings, and certain of them are numbers. Alright. Now let's go ahead and add also work on the append query or the append function, where you can add data in your Google Sheets. What I went ahead and done is I've added 3 input sections and then a button to add and then update the table. You basically have to select append as an option. Just add one more query and select append, and then select the sheet similar to what you did earlier, and then add the column name, and then the text value or the input value where this data will be coming from. You can see the format here when it's empty, so you have better understanding. So basically what I'm saying is, this is the column name and this is the where the value is coming from. I'll do this for all the three input boxes that I've added, because we'll need three values to go in the table. It's very easy. You just drag text input from the right side and then you add it here, and then you refer it in the values to append section. Alright, you can see that this is the column name, and these are same as the Google Sheets. Alright, once you do that, what we also want to ensure is that when I click on the button add, it has an event that triggers a query which adds the data to the table below, and then when I click on update, it updates the data. You can see that in the event handler section I have on click listener, which says when I click on this, trigger a query which says append. I'll just use one of that. And then similar for update, it will update the table after the data has been added in the table. Alright, let's add some sample values. Let's click on add. You can see I've also added a notification that says updated table. And when I update the table now and I scroll to the bottom of the table, you can see that the sample is now visible in the sheet and the table itself. So the sheet has been updated. So I think this is good enough for the first part, where we only did the reading and appending from the Google Sheets. In the next part we'll do the updating and deletion, and what we'll also do is we'll show you how to use filters. So I think that's it. If you did like this video, please go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It will help. Thanks so much.